All right, Pixo Pain. Time for the Week 8 reckoning. Probably one of our worst weeks in a minute.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more upsets, but the ones I picked happened to be the
wrong,
ones I
wrong
did not
upsets.
pick.
Wrong upsets.
Wrong upsets. So
gotta
pay for that.
Yeah, you know the rules. We take a shot for what we're wrong on.
All right,
I'm still gonna roll with my Smirnoff Blueberry Vodka.
All right, I'll roll with some sour apple schnapps.
All right. First game we were both wrong on. It's probably best to get this out of the way early. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. We were right for the wrong reasons.
So
Pittsburgh was not the better team that day, but Lamar basically gave the game away. Lots of turnovers.
I still think Pittsburgh's the most overrated, undefeated team I've ever seen in my life.
But credit where they're due. They did put forth a really good defensive showing. They got the turnovers they needed, and they got in the end zone when they needed to.
They did not put up a good defensive showing, dude.
Well, are you going to say...
The Ravens absolutely dominated the game.
Yeah.
The Steelers couldn't generate anything on offense, couldn't get anything going until like the third quarter, and that was assisted by the referees.
But
and
they
PI
did
calls.
get 4 turnovers.
Yes.
One of which a pick 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lamar spotted them 14 points,
Yeah.
and they couldn't stop the Ravens. They had like almost 500 yards. Like their defense was allowing like 60 rushing yards a game, and they ran for almost 300 on them. I mean, the Ravens dominated them defensively and offensively. The Ravens should have won this game.
Turnover-wise.
But...
So I would say defense. I mean turnovers, man.
I've never seen a team dominate an entire game but make so many key pivotal mistakes they end up losing. You get down to the Steelers' 5-yard line twice, turn the ball over, get 0 points out of that, and then give the Steelers 14 points by throwing a pick 6 and another pick on your own 15. So
yeah, the first pass of each half, wasn't it?
First half of each, yes, it was that. So
I'll give credit where it's due, man. I mean,
Lamar lost this game, man.
I think Baltimore was the better team that day, but the Steelers ultimately did win, and it did come down to defensive showing. Not overall yards, just turnovers. They matter, man.
They do matter. It mattered there. All right, next game.
Let's move on. This one made me sad. I really needed New England to win, but they came up just short. Cam Newton is washed. Pure and simple.
We've kind of figured that New England normally beats Buffalo, but Buffalo came to play, and Cam Newton did not come to play.
Cam Newton looks terrible.
He looks pretty bad.
Even with his scrambles, he's
bad.
getting sacked. He's not showing awareness. His passes are missing receivers by a wide margin. If you ask me, the Patriots could very well be winless right now. I think the reason the Dolphins and the Raiders lost to him was literally those two teams just needed a preseason. I don't like what I've seen from the Patriots, and this was a very poor game. And it's weird. It's almost like Bill Belichick's actively not taking the chances he feels like he needs.
You know what's sad is 4 weeks ago we thought the Patriots could also be a playoff team.
Oh yeah,
We were saying like, oh man, like they look good, but then all of a sudden like they fell apart, and I think Belichick knows it, and he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's tanking. Like I feel like he is tanking for a quarterback at this point, dude.
Going into the half, they were down 3 points. Went to on third down within the red zone. They kicked another field goal when they could have taken at least one more shot at the end zone. It was said like, oh, it's a low percentage play, but the Bill Belichick I knew would have normally at least taken a shot there. He just doesn't trust Cam, and probably a good call. Cam's very inaccurate, and who else do you place the blame of this game on? I mean,
they just lost outright, dude.
The Pats were in a position to win. Like, Cam Newton just fumbled in the red zone. That's all it took.
All right.
The Bills are actually starting to look very vulnerable, if you ask me. That's back-to-back weeks where they played a divisional opponent, and it was scarily close. I'm kind of wondering if the Bills are going to fall apart.
Especially against the Jets.
Yeah. I'm holding out hope that Dolphins can win the division, but this is a game I really needed to go my way for that. But whatever. Tennessee at Cincinnati. If you're a Tennessee fan, I wouldn't overreact about this game. Tennessee, the one thing it's lacking is a really good pass rush. It'll make plays every now and again.
I don't know how, considering they have Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, well, it's basically just him. But the thing that's bad about the Bengals is they don't have that good O-line. So it was a trap game. I mean, the Bengals offense is pretty good, but the one thing everyone feasts on with the Bengals is their terrible O-line.
I feel like with the bad pass rush, you should still sack Burrow
should.
like 4 times.
You should.
So.
But that's just what it is. It was a trap game, pure and simple. The Titans did not have the good pass rush to feast on what everyone else feasts on with the Bengals.
They fell for a trap game.
Ultimately, we should have seen
Straight
it coming,
up.
but hey, props
Should
to
we
the
go?
Bengals.
Like, I mean, the Bengals, they're up and coming, but they're pretty bad at the same point. We feel like the Titans are one of the top tier teams in the AFC.
Oh, it was absolutely surprising.
Like, oh, so cool, yeah. They should win, and then Cincinnati just blows the doors off them. Like,
yeah.
Damn, Cincinnati really beat the Titans.
And Cincinnati was very aggressive with their play calls. You could tell they were disappointed.
They wanted to win.
Yeah. They felt they were getting disrespected. I think they went for it on 4th down and like 3 at least twice. And they were converting.
Cincinnati might be good next year.
Give them a year, or an O-line. Yeah. But again, don't overreact if you're a Tennessee fan, and if you're a Bengal fan, hats off to you. Joe Burrow's the real deal.
Joe Burrow's
Did you
pretty
see
good,
that scramble play Burrow did?
Which one?
He avoided a sack at least 6 different times. He just refused to go down, and ultimately, it was the most impressive 4-yard scramble I think I've ever seen. It was awesome. Props to him.
Joe Burrow did that crap in college, dude.
Oh, yeah. Props to him. It's just, don't overreact about the Titans. It happens.
Okay.
Another one we got wrong. My dad was happy about this one.
Raiders
at the Browns. And that was impressive to me because I chose the Browns that game because I thought it would be defensive showing that would make the difference. And the Browns actually did have a good defense that day. But guess what? Their offense didn't show.
Poor Baker.
God, already up to 4 shots. Yeah, Baker just had a really crappy game, and it was
It's the cycle of Baker. He always has a good game, then a bad game. Then a good game, then a bad game. This was his bad game.
Yeah, and arguably the Raiders could have done even better. They had a touchdown that was stripped away that was probably the wrong call, if you ask me. But ultimately 16-6, and it was stupid windy. Did you see, I believe it was the Raiders kicker, that one, he just banked it hard the other way, and the wind just...
Yeah. It's like, I'll just aim this for the crowd.
Yeah, and
it went in. I'm like, okay.
Like, it was crazy how windy it was. So I'm not surprised at how low the scoring was. It was a rough, gritty game, and it's one of those games that kind of puts you on notice a bit for the Raiders. You know, the Raiders are...
They might be a playoff team.
They're good. They're contending with the teams you think they should. It's just they'll lay an egg every now and again. But on that note, so are the Browns. And this is one that's absolutely going to come and bite them in the butt come postseason.
It will. Especially if it's like down to week 17 and they need a tiebreaker to get in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so...
it was a game they shouldn't have lost, but give it to Gruden. He knows how to game plan. He knows what to do even when it's a, bad weather game.
Raiders could be a Super Bowl team within 5 years.
We did say that. All right, this one I feel really stupid about. Indy and Detroit. I mean...
Why did we do that?
I wanted to believe in Matt Stafford, and I wanted to believe against Phillip Rivers. But, Matt Stafford's injured or COVID now, so...
I guess the Colts are good against bad teams.
Oh, yeah, no. They're feasting on teams that aren't very good. The Vikings, the Bears, the Lions.
So chalk this up as another one as them feasting on a bad team.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is it looked like the Lions were about to have their feet under them. And then, again, just too many mistakes. Matt Stafford threw his timely pick 6. I figured it'd be Rivers to do it, but no, it was Stafford this time. Ultimately, their defense just looked clueless. They didn't really do much outside of the first drive. Got the ball back, just drove the field easy, and then they were trying to catch up all game. And it was sad. It was a 20-point loss.
I do kind of root for the Lions, but it's just so sad. It's like a rooting for the Browns like the last 10 years, dude.
Yeah, straight up. Ultimately, with hindsight's 2020, we should have known better. It's just...
We just wanted to believe.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to believe in the Lions.
I kind of don't like the Colts. I thought the Lions would be the better blue team, but there you go.
Took a shot for you. All right.
Yeah, pretty much. That's on you guys. That's the game no one frickin' saw coming. Minnesota and Green Bay. Is Green Bay falling to earth? Are they doing what they did last year, where they were a pretender? And maybe just the teams they played also needed a preseason, so now...
No, I feel like Green Bay is better than they were last year, though. Maybe marginally.
Here's the thing. Dalvin Cook scored 4 touchdowns, and the Packers look kind of clueless.
Did they just play soft defense?
I don't know, but they lost at home to a divisional opponent with 1 win. And that is sad.
A very inferior.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, I don't think, has ever beaten the Packers. It was sad. Granted, it was all up to Dalvin Cook, but still. God, Dalvin Cook went off.
Dalvin Cook is fucking
He's being
good, dude.
wasted
He's
on the
good.
Vikings.
Yeah, I know. Dude, he's like a top 3 running back, man. Dalvin Cook's good.
I don't know what to say about this game, just straight up. I don't know how Green Bay's having the struggles they are. Their offense didn't look great. Their defense didn't look great. I don't know what to tell you.
Is it just it's the same team from last year, basically? Like, they're good, but they get pushed around when it comes to, like, more physical teams?
Do you remember 3 weeks ago when we were talking about how they should be the best team in the NFL? Like, above the Chiefs. And now it's like, okay, those 2 losses they got. Pretty bad.
Green Bay was looking like they were the best team in the NFL about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers was playing phenomenal. Now he's not playing as phenomenal.
And the real shame about this is normally Rodgers is the one to put the game on his back and save the day. The defense made the stop, finally, at the end of the game. The first 4 drives, the Vikings had the ball. They scored a touchdown. So it was clock control, top to bottom. But anyway, normally Rodgers puts the game on his back, and then the defense fucking strips it. And it's like...
Sorry, Green Bay.
I don't know what to say. It was a game you shouldn't have lost, but it should make Bears fans happy at least.
Does this make you concerned about Green Bay going into the playoffs, though?
It kind of does.
Like, does it concern you that they can't make it past, like...
Trap games?
Make it past the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what's wrong with them is the thing. Their defense looked bad. Their offense looked bad. Straight up, it's just...
Gotta fix it, man.
Yeah, straight up. You're better than this, honestly.
It's hard to fix something that's that bad in the middle of the season, too.
All right, the last game we both missed. I think this is my last one. Yeah.
Denver?
Atlanta and Carolina. All right? That's both of us. Again,
Why?
fuck the Falcons.
This is the worst team on the planet.
I hate the Falcons because I even picked them this week. They're probably going to lose now. I can't. They're curve wreckers. I can't do it with them.
I don't think
I've
predicted a Falcons like one time this entire year, and we're like in week 8.
Twice.
Every single time I pick them to win, they lose. Every time I predict them to lose, they somehow win.
It's week 8 retribution, man. They've contributed to 6 shots of mine. I shouldn't have had to drink most of those shots because they should have won those games I picked. They should have lost the games I picked against.
Dallas won. They should have won. The freaking Bears won.
And also, what's up with the Panthers? They're making us look like jackasses. Okay, we said, wow, you're better without Christian McCaffrey somehow. And no, you're not, actually.
They were winning without him.
Now they're on a 3 or 4 game losing streak
yeah.
after the 3-game win streak. And against the Falcons, the team that chokes everything away. Like, come on, guys. You had them where you wanted them.
Okay, so how mad would you be?
They had a 4th quarter lead. Yeah. Come on, guys. How bad are you?
They choked in the 4th quarter. But, like, how sad would you be if Carolina screwed you again and beat the Chiefs this next week?
I'll have just wished I put $10 on the Panthers, but I'm not that dumb. It's just... Props to Atlanta. They actually made a showing from their defense. They did what they needed to do. Granted, Kyle Allen... No, it's not Kyle Allen anymore.
It's Eddie Bridgewater?
Yeah. He looked out of sorts. They were putting on a lot of pressure on him. But straight up, you got outplayed. And what's dumb is the game before between these two teams, I expected Atlanta to win that one. They made me look like a jackass then, too. I hate Atlanta. I just hate them so much this year.
I feel like Atlanta should be way better than what they are. Straight up, dude. Mm-hmm. But damn it, Atlanta, you suck.
Just rattle off these useless wins.
I said you were underrated like 2 years ago. I believed in you.
Well, their stats prove it. Their stats prove they should be better than they are. But
all they have is stats.
Oh, God, Atlanta hasn't won a home game yet.
Atlanta's like Detroit. Like Matt Stafford. Like, all I have is stats.
God, how long will Matt Ryan last? All right. So that's my 7 shots out of 14 games. Like I said, not a good week for us. But You got one more shot.
Sometimes we like getting fucked up on the weekends. It's all
I
right.
mean, I guess. Clearly, there's some, masochistic with these picks. But the final one, I should be taking this shot, but that's on you, bud. Chargers and Broncos.
Well, the Broncos won on the very last play of the game, so
Damn right
the
they did.
Chargers should have won, but
Hey,
Drew Lock threw a touchdown on the last play of the game, so
sometimes it's a gut feeling, and that's all it was with the Broncos. I knew they weren't the better team. But what is it with the Chargers and giving up 16-point leads? That's their 4th in a row. That's an NFL record.
16-point leads.
Yeah, 4 16-point leads in back-to-back-to-back.
So they're the new
back
Falcons,
weeks.
but they won one of those.
Oh
games.
God! Imagine the Chargers playing the Falcons. Who would win?
Could you imagine the Falcons having?
Oh God! They play each other this year. That'll be amazing.
Who is the bigger choker?
Yeah, no, but Chargers were the better team. They just blew it. It was 24-3 into the third quarter, and they blew it. They just couldn't get into the end zone. And the thing that's kind of weird about this is Drew Lock did play well.
Did he though?
In the fourth quarter. Only the fourth quarter.
Did he?
Outside of that, not too much. But sometimes that's all you need. And now Drew Lock has a fourth quarter comeback win.
So all you need is just to play in the fourth quarter if you're playing the Chargers, I guess.
Yeah, if you're playing against the Chargers, just be sure to give them a 16-point lead. Like, play some 4D chess on them, and it's easy pickings. It's just one of those things. I expect the Chargers to turn it around. It's just now they've done this to themselves too much this year that they're effectively done for.
Chargers.
If I was a Charger, I'd compete in at least 3 more games this year and then call it. The Bills.
At least 3 more.
The Bills game, at least.
Nah, they're going to give up.
Please. I need this. And on that note, let's get to the games we actually got right.
Yay.
Jets and Chiefs.
Yay.
How could anyone have gotten that wrong?
Did anyone pick the Jets?
The Chiefs were, I believe, 19-point favorites. That is one of the largest things I've seen in years. Point differentials.
The Chiefs could have won with their third string, dude.
I honestly kind of think they could have won just by kneeling it every single play after this half ended. You have to count on the Jets to do something, and they won't.
Could you imagine that disrespect if Andy Reid was like, all right.
I don't want anyone to get injured.
QB kneel. I'm like, it's first play of the third quarter, coach. QB kneel.
QB kneel.
We'll kneel 3 times, punt. They won't do anything. Kneel 3 times, punt. We'll get this game over in 30 minutes.
I think the Jets are on pace to be the worst team in the NFL. And again,
in history of the NFL.
A different friend of mine was like, you guys said they were overrated, but people were going to say they were going to win 7 games. Yeah, that's overrated. They're the worst team ever.
7 games is overrated.
Oh, God.
If they're going to win 0, yes, 7 games is way overrated.
Maybe they'll get their 1 win week 16 or some shit, but goddamn.
Ooh,
I don't know what more you can say about the Jets and the Chiefs. They just got manhandled, top to bottom.
The Cowboys might be worse than the Jets, though.
Right now, I don't know who'd win that game. All right, the Rams and the Dolphins. Told you playing Tua would pay off.
I mean, I picked the Dolphins.
I mean, yeah, but...
Okay, the Rams had nothing to base it off.
I know.
They had no game film on Tua, so...
But they didn't lose to Tua. It was the defense that kicked their ass.
Their offense wasn't very good with under Tua. Tua didn't really have that good of a game.
No, not really. But he didn't need to.
So...
I think it was good that Tua got that game out of the way, so that way you get the jitters out.
Yeah.
A good defensive front, so now you're not surprised.
You guys did destroy them on defense, sacking
absolutely.
Jared Goff and returning a fumble for 6. And
Yep, it was fun. I got a Rams buddy, and he was talking so much smack when they were up 7-0. Then he was a little bit quiet. Go figure.
Although I do think the Rams are still good. This might have been a little bit of a trap game for them.
I don't know, man. It comes down to Goff. Brian Flores basically did the same thing to the Rams in this game that he did in the Super Bowl. And Goff looked all out of sorts. I honestly do think the Rams are going to regret giving him all that money because he needs that free agent talent behind him, and the Rams just don't have the money anymore.
Pretty sure the Rams are over the cap for next year.
I think the Rams are a better team than they played, but it was a really awesome
you see
win.
the Eagles dump all their cap space next year.
We'll get to them. New Orleans and Chicago. What is it with Chicago? They're another one. We were right, but
Chicago
just barely.
sucks.
I don't know how Chicago does it with their defense. How it keeps them in games. It kept them against Drew motherfucking Brees.
Drew Brees is also like really motherfucking old.
Well, sure, but goddamn.
Drew Brees ain't doing too good, dude.
No, but to his credit, I believe Emmanuel Sanders and Michael Thomas were out, so he only had Alvin Kamara.
It was enough though.
Yeah, that's all you needed, even in Chicago. What's weird is Chicago's defense is doing what it needs to do. You know, like, hey, the Saints are up by 10 points with 4 minutes left. The defense got them the ball back twice. And the Bears were able to tie it. And, oh, hey, the Bears defense stopped them in overtime. But guess what? It didn't frickin' matter. Just get rid of Nick Foles or something. I don't know. I'm serious. The Bears are a good team. Exactly defense time. I don't know. Snap it to your running back at this point. I'm getting annoyed with the Bears. Like, you're blowing a lot of stuff you shouldn't. Because I didn't expect it to be close this game. The fact they had it to overtime just says how good they are.
The Bears suck.
Offensively.
They suck.
I'm tired of disrespecting them. It's getting old. Now I kind of want to root for them.
But why, though? They suck.
Man, my grandparents love them. I gotta.
But every time you pick them, they win. And every
I
time you
know.
don't pick them, they lose.
I know.
Pick them every week so they lose.
I don't want to be a jerk, man.
Sucking.
I don't want to be a jerk, man. San Fran and Seattle. Heartbreaker loss for San Fran. Lost Kittle. Lost Garoppolo. There goes your season, guys.
You know, a few years ago, we got a lot of hate for saying that Garoppolo was super overrated because he's injury prone.
Yeah, no, he's out longer than Kittle is, and Kittle broke his fucking leg.
He's been out twice this year. He's been out with, I think it was like a high ankle sprain.
It's a sprain, and he's out for like 8 weeks.
No, he was out before, came back, and now he's out again.
Came back against Miami.
So, he got benched.
Yeah.
And then like a game later, he's out again. It's just like, this is what I was talking about, dude. Garoppolo just can't, he's never healthy.
Yeah, he's definitely not
hurt.
worth that $138.5 million.
Gotta eat that, though.
Here's the thing. I don't think Garoppolo's bad. I think he's exactly what you need him to be. He just needs a defense and a run game. But guess what? The team does play better underneath him. I don't know if it's just the contract and they're all like, yay, but now he's out.
It's because he's okay.
Yeah.
He's decent.
As far as this game goes, Seattle just owned it top to bottom. The one time San Fran was leading came from the Seahawks missing a extra point. It wasn't even a close game. Seattle. Yeah. It took Seattle a minute to get it going. I think it was 6-7 at the end of the first. But once they took off, it wasn't even close. It was like 37-14, and then I think it was 2 garbage time scores that the Niners got. I'm sorry, Niners. Your season's over though. Maybe you can rattle off like 2 more wins. Beat the Bills, please. But outside of that,
maybe CJ Beathard will help you out.
Well,
Nick Mullins might be able to pull something up.
Their defense is still good. Their run game is still good, but they do rely on Kittle for a lot of that. So,
dude, Kittle's good.
Their season's over, man.
Kittle's really good. That's a big.
He's a great blocker, and
he's a great blocker, and he's great with the ball in his hand, dude.
He's the second best tight end in the league, behind only Kelsey. He's great,
dude. I'd say he's better than Kelsey. Not gonna lie.
Kelsey's
working with Mahomes. He's working with Garoppolo, dude.
Fair enough. I'm just sorry, Niners fans. There goes your season. Dallas at Philadelphia. You want to talk about how good Ben DiNucci did?
Not very good.
No, not at all. But you know what's funny is the Cowboys were somehow winning this at the half.
But did they win at the end?
No, they did not. What is with how bad this division is? It shouldn't be a close game, and you could argue like, oh, it was 23-9 with a fumble return and a 2-point conversion. It was 9-15. This game wasn't even like put away. Why is the NFC East so bad this year, dude? It's insane that your backup quarterback was able to lead on the road at half with no offensive points. It was all just field goals. All these teams suck, and I hate them right now, man.
You know what's sad is the Giants still have a very good statistical and mathematical chance to win that division.
Yeah.
They're only like 2 games behind Philadelphia.
Only 2 games behind Philly.
With 1 win.
Yeah. The Cowboys would have been... I hate that I chose the Cowboys to win this year. I mean, I know they're overrated. I just expected their defense to do better. I didn't expect it to be worse. And then Dak Prescott breaking his foot. That was a big deal.
Dak Prescott was a big one, but yeah, their defense is garbage.
I've never seen
Absolute
a more garbage Cowboy team. And it was the year I was expecting them to finally do something. It's annoying, and the Eagles don't deserve it. They don't deserve this division. But
they're going to win the division.
Off
of just the other 3 teams basically just giving up.
And I like the Eagles. I hate seeing what they become after their Super Bowl
go
year.
name redactants and Giants.
Yeah, go name redacteds.
Win that division.
And finally, Tampa Bay at New York Giants. A game I hate that I was right about.
Same, because the referees just love Tom Brady.
Absolutely. I don't get it, because the corner that broke on that 2-point conversion didn't turn around once, hit the guy before the ball was there. But no, I mean, we'll throw the flag, but never mind, it's Tom Brady's team. We can't throw the PI.
I don't get, it wasn't a very, it wasn't, it was pretty soft PI, but nonetheless, it was PI.
It was textbook PI.
Yes.
Didn't look at the ball.
It wasn't like he smoked him, but he didn't look at the ball, he didn't play the ball, he hit him. And what's crazy is they threw the freaking flag, but then they picked it up. It's just like, no, there's enough there to call PI.
Oh, absolutely.
So call PI.
And here's the thing. I've always felt they catered to Tom Brady. Guess what, guys? You still would have won in overtime. I just
could have won in regulation.
I hate that they take it away.
They couldn't have won in overtime. They could have won in regulation.
Yeah, there was still 30 seconds without the Giants' defense fell apart.
They still would have had to fucking score the 2-point conversion. That was just PI.
Yeah.
That's true. Just put them on the 1-yard line. They could have stopped them.
That's true.
They could have won in regulation.
I'll give props to Daniel Jones. The kid wants his wins, but he's also the one that gave this game away. The Giants actually were not really manhandling, but they were well in control. They were up 14-3. And it was the 2 Daniel Jones interceptions that gave it away.
I like Daniel Jones, man. He's got heart.
He has
tries,
heart.
But he throws some dumbass interceptions sometimes.
He tries too hard is the problem.
He throws some dumb picks sometimes.
I've never seen a guy more in need of learning of when to throw the ball away.
Yeah.
Dude, fight another down.
Just throw the ball away, please.
2 interceptions
Don't
that game.
force it and just
while
throw
they were
a
leading.
pick, man. Because Daniel Jones, I feel like with good coaching and a better team, he could be good.
I wouldn't bench Daniel Jones. It's weird. But maybe their GM was onto something. I can tell he's got talent. It's just... He's got to be smarter.
He's fast. He's a good scrambler. It's just his decision-making sometimes. It's just like, yikes.
And maybe it's that division. And Tampa just... I mean, I guess props to them. They came back when they needed, but... Again, I feel it comes down to referees with Tampa, and I hate it. I hate that this is a talking point every single week.
Brady won the referees in the divorce case.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Indeed he did. Well, probably one of our worst weeks that we've ever had, but hey, neither of us are taking a shot next week, right?
I doubt that.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
But on that note, bye.